What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's April 26th, Wednesday, middle of the week. Earnings going on, all kind of crazy stuff. We get the market started, get some trades in, see what we got. Welcome to the stream. Hit that like button. Hang tight. We'll get ready to go live just a second.
Talk to me honestly. I'm here.
What's up, everybody? Let's get ready to get going. All right. Oh, there we go. Turn it down a little bit. All right, let's take a look. Market open. Russell's been trading lower even. Yesterday's earnings, right? We had the market traded down all day. We had earnings pop it up just a little tiny bit. We had Microsoft, Google, Visa. That was big. So even with that, it did not affect the Russell whatsoever. I mean, the Russell's still trading an opening lower than yesterday's close. Interesting to see that. So, you know, we're going to have to see what today's come on, our mixed bag of earnings looks like. The NASDAQ is the one that was a little bit more, I would say, reflective of just, you know, Microsoft and Google. So they had those kind of back and gave back most, or gained back most of the loss, and then we're still in that pathway of trading lower. So keep a look. We're still, you know, take the day one day at a time, still inside the DD bands. Pardon my cold right now, got a little stuffy nose. So DD bands here. We're good. Rational, no catalyst or anything. We're still trading above triple B on VIX. Means you can have overshooting pivots and not so clean on a bull move. It's still going to be that, what they call that ladder climb, where it just goes up a couple rungs, comes down a rung, et cetera. What's up? Good morning. So you're talking about over 4% time DD. So DD, right? Let's talk about this. We're into the bear zone. When DD is bullish, you're gonna want to know that nothing in the stock market is guaranteed, right? So obviously before earnings, or when there's an event, like we had 2 reports yesterday that came out, events can change the dynamics. So what you have to do is whenever you have the tools that we have, whenever you don't have an event, or you don't have a news event, or you don't have anything going on, a market just ebbing and flowing, I mean, that's when, you know, the highest probability is going to happen. Somebody's going to go, for instance, bullish DD, you're going to expect to go to the bull zone, like in the S&P example, if it's in the bear zone, or at least try to. So we don't bet that it breaks in the bull zone and keeps going. We bet that the S&P and the stocks meet back up with each other. So there's arbitrage opportunity. The stocks are bullish because of DD, and the S&P is bearish, or SPY is. Then we look for them to meet each other, and the SPY typically will track the stocks when rational. Unfortunately, we didn't have a rational market because we broke through the DD band, and that was caused by calendar events, and that was caused by pre-earnings selling and things like that. And of course, any catalyst or event can supersede any structure you have in the market. Those things are just overpowering. Random weird volume comes out, and then of course, what's not random? It's just large volume can go out and just change the course of the market, despite the market's pressure wanting it to go to a certain direction, with all things being equal. So in the middle of the morning, you know, yesterday we had massive volume candles come out. They're even larger than the open. This is the 1 minute chart on the S&P futures. Like 15 or 18,000 contracts traded. I mean, people were just massively liquidating. And then so the idea is that, the event was here, but people were dropping so much of their position here. There's a lot of order flow that came out of nowhere. So clearly changed the path, like on the fly. So without there being an event, yes, it would want to connect where it needs to be. So you have to just understand that when there's events that happen, you want the market to, you make a bet anyways, and every time it doesn't happen. You can have a random liquidation event causes people to sell even against the strongest pressure to the upside. So people were getting out of the way really, 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 really fast, and the market just capsized at the end of the day. But the rules that we use is we call them rationalizations, right? A rationalization is the SPY tracks the SPX, which should track the stocks. Rationalization requires rational market. Now, in irrational markets, that still tries to attempt the bull zone, but it's not going to be as strong as a rational market. So there's a rule we have that you shouldn't touch the lower DD band and all things considered in a rational market. And the moment it touched it, remember on the stream all day long, I was like, I don't like that. That's not normal. That's not natural. It shouldn't be doing that. And because we noticed that, the thing I expected to happen didn't happen. So it led us to believe that, we can have early warning signs. And this is an irrational market, by the way, when you break through DD band. So the idea is that when you have irrational markets, your rules were rationalizations is part of what we teach called qualifiers. You just doesn't qualify the signal that you want. It's not as strong. So what I did was, as soon as I dived in the position right here, I actually cut some of it right here, and then the rest of it I just got out of the way, and I didn't lose anything at all further than that. Just a little bit of loss on the total trade for the day. That's it. So the idea is that you also were below monthly or below hedge pressure. It required a hedge pressure break for it to happen, which is also a low probability already. Hedge pressure breaks probabilities are about 11% on SPY, as Lee had said. So it wasn't even just a clean shot to get there. And you had resilience that also was negative. You had all signs of things that weren't that great. So resilience was negative. It required a hedge pressure break. It just was one of those ones where all the odds are stacked against it, right? So the bet wasn't even there. My bet when I told everyone my long was going to go right back up to the open. And then that was where I was going to go. So give me 1 second. Log back in here. Boy. Okay, let's get ready. Yeah, we very rarely made it to the other side of hedge pressure, so that also was part of it, right? It tried to break through, but it didn't, and clearly we had events on top of it. So there's just a lot of signs that there wasn't going to be anything with that. Okay, let me go ahead and mark where our DD bands will likely can be. So I'm just going to estimate really quick before I put them on there. So we are in a bear short. Let's see when the monthlies come through. We'll get that up or down really quick. So we have a little release that it's going to, if it doesn't have the last letter, it's just going to draw the letters we have with some dashes in between. So resiliences are positive, which looks good. We're going to support half gap. There's hedge pressure there. So to be a long trade opportunity. Right there, let's double check QQQ really quick. Let me log in all my stuff here. Okay. Pre-market check on the open here. Let's see what kind of earnings we have just today. It's sort of our market cap. Metas today after market. A bunch of pre-market. Everything came out pretty much a beat. Look at that, except for Boeing. Interesting. Okay, nothing really big in the news that I saw. So QQQ, same thing. It's a bull and a short. So let's go ahead and pull up the part of liquidity map that we do have. Show you what bulls and short does. It's supporting at the bull zone halfway down below hedge pressure is what you see. So there's a support right here in the middle. So betting if DD comes in good that we stay in the bull zone and hit the middle is one of the things I'm going to look for. QQQ is looking good there, so I'm going to buy that dip. Bear short in the S&P, however, let's take a look at that. A little different. So bear short, whether it's up or down, it's very similar. You're going to have resistance on hedge pressure, just the same. Open, hedge pressure, open, back down to a short. So any longing here to 408, I probably would cut out and call it a day. It's probably another down day, as bear shorts are traditionally down-ish. If DD comes in positive again, it's going to be that same setup as yesterday. As a matter of fact, we're talking about that. You have to break through hedge pressure to get to the bull zone. It's going to, again, be another resistance that we'll have to fight through. You see that arm alert? Same thing. So earnings and events should be cautionary. Well, they are. That's part of the, you're correct. It is part of the training. It's literally in the training right here. Individual stock catalyst outranks everything. You have to go through all the training to see that. Individual large cap news or earnings can pivot the entire index, such as leading up to earnings season. Individual stock catalysts or major earnings days supersede all your pivots and rules. Do you see that, Omar? It's literally right here, number 9. They're ranked. This outranks 1, outranks 2, 2 outranks 3, 3 outranks 4, etc. 9 outranks all of your entry point equations. So you just know that your signals during that time are going to be yellow light, just like you said. It's a great idea. We don't have it programmed into the rocket scooter yet, but it's certainly taught to y'all. So the probability even on an earnings day or during an event is much lower anyways. Individual stock catalyst. So major tech earnings day can clearly create pivots that won't happen, and you need a hedge pressure to break leading up to earnings. It's just it's a rare event already. Hedge pressure breaks are 11% probability on the SPY in a back test. And on earnings day, you're not going to see rally or massive capitulation leading into earnings. It's usually a low volume day. People already know what they want. They're going to sit there. So that 11% chance for something to happen is already small enough. And then the fact that overwhelming selling pressure came after those consumer confidence number came through, right? And then it just processed irrational. Irrational plus 11% chance just was a no-go. So like, I didn't bet that was going to go to bull zone. I took a bet that because resilience was negative, which also was meaning things were coming down, I only traded to the close and then knocked out of it. Yeah. So keep in mind, like even today, major earnings meta today, you're going to have that possible effect. Okay. So we bear short up. Finally, the data's all coming in DD70. It's the same setup as yesterday. It's a great practice event from yesterday. So remember, opening below hedge pressure, above monthly, which is way, way down here. There's long potential to blue, there's short potential from blue, just like yesterday. Resiliences are positive with none of the flags. This is actually a potential long setup from here, at least to go to 408. And I do kind of like when I see, so I might actually take a stab at it. Okay, I'm gonna take a stab at it. Just a trade from here to here, as long as resilience stays positive, I'll be willing to add to it at bottom close. And again, if we fall down to the close, I'm okay with that. Let's look at QQQ really quick, double check this. This is going to be a quick scalp if I can get something. BSU is downside, lowest call while supports back to middle between that and hedge pressure. So this is one of those ones where you can kind of mark a spot. I'm going to use a fib retracement just to mark a spot. The midpoint is 312.5, which is exactly where we're bouncing right now. Just kind of I'm going to mark that really quick. This is a characteristic of BSU, so 312.5. You're going to have that short pressure from hedge. I'm just going to leave it as blue right here. I'm just going to make it dotted. So one thing is I can either take a small long here or that the market's going to support here and then return to there. Either way, dip from there to there is probably a trade that's going to work. And then, of course, we're DD positive. Bullish again, there's going to be a lower band we don't touch. We need to calculate that really quick. Let me make this dashed. Just to kind of put that there. Get ready for this. Let's get those. Let me go to the Discord really quick. If you guys don't have access to the Discord, if you're in the Pro Plus, there's a conversion channel, which is kind of cool. That our folks there help out and convert these bands for you. So we're good. I'm going to take just a small, long. I don't even know if I want to do it in this. I'm going to do it in my regular account. Again, these elite accounts or whatever, these funded accounts, you really have to make sure that your first trade out the door is a banger. You want it to be the winning trade that is 100% confident about. You have to get a big buffer in that account so you don't blow it. So we have to start over. And so it's what we teach people is you wait, and it's okay to wait. Like I'm waiting for a home run trade just to build up. This is a small scalp. I'm going to take a small scalp on my other account. Why have we not over here? There we go. All right, so let's look at today. Looks like Nick did him QQQ lowers 315.47 right at the open, 309.88. So the rule again yesterday is it's not going to want to touch the lower band. So we're going to be supporting at that bull zone today. Hopefully pretty good. 315.47 up here. And up there. Okay, perfect. Close enough. Okay. You like what I see? Res is positive, so we're opening. We're trading above the open. So as long as open stays support, we are going to push higher. I do like what I see. We're going to close right at 4.8 on the scalp, and that's going to be my trade for the day. Super quick. So if you guys have any questions about the analysis, feel free to stick around or check out the program. We'll teach you how this works. So we're trading only to hedge pressure. We're going to call it quits as soon as we get there. As long as res stays positive, which is great, it's 45. We're likely to support the open price and just make a press for hedge pressure pretty quickly. I do like that. Now, I'm not as confident. Again, a mini or micro kind of day. Well, if your confidence is low, clearly a micro day is when your confidence is low. If your confidence is high, maybe a mini day. It's up to you to decide. For me, on my account, it's still minis. Like it's just the amount of how many minis. 404.68. We're down here. Okay, so what happens is if we lose the open, right? If resilience is negative, then it falls pretty far, and we have the lower DD band in the way. That would be the lower target. Now, again, with DD being greater than half, remember all signs are rational. DD later than half. We have index divergence roll coming through. Let me look at this. That is not correct. Let me double check that. Hold on. All right. What's up, guys? Good morning. Smash that like button. Y'all, I'm going to teach you guys the coolest thing in the world you can ever do. Y'all like what we do here? There's a little thumbs up or a little like button kind of thing. Number one, you can subscribe to the channel. We would love that. Number two, you can click that thumbs up, click that like button. Subscribe, get alerts every time we're live, every time we release a video. You can check it out anytime. Give us some love. Get the algorithm some love. We grow bigger every single day. Our stream gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. This morning, I'm on a podcast with Anthony Crudelli. Ashton and I were invited to speak on a topic. Zero day to expiration options topic. We will be there, so I gotta bounce on here early to head on over to that. So there might not be a Zoom call till the afternoon. We'll get our Zoom calls in today. Same micro kind of day. It's very similar setup to yesterday. It's not as strong on DD. It's still bullish though. So let's draw our pressures. Let's take a look on the scanner and try to see some things that we can find. Let's just draw a couple of highlights here. Res greater than 0. Is my pen working here? Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, so res doesn't want to be drawn here. All right, so res greater than 0. And if we support here, if we support at the open, which we're trying to do, res greater than 0 to there. Now it's a bear short up, which, you know, typically there's pressure from there to there. Keep eyeballing resilience. If there's a break, the very small % chance of a break, to there. Very low chance, low problem. As long as resiliences are staying good, I'm going to anticipate us to support anywhere, and I always like to say like anywhere down in here, the resiliences are good. If you start to lose res less than 0, it's likely going to float through here, and it's going to want to not touch that lower band like yesterday. If it touches the lower band, it's a caution. We have this don't touch the lower band rule. Hopefully what we call it the float. So ideally it's like while it tries to sell, there's just some kind of wind that keeps it up. We've seen that often. So this requires DD greater than half when rational. So DD greater than half. Any fall down to here is likely to float. And so the idea is that I can long with a second long there. I could stop right there. I can give it one more go and then trade from here to there if resilience is less than 0 at that time. So a couple of trade plans. So here and here and along the top. The risk and reward is really good on that. If my stop is there, I've pretty much got about a 15 to a 10. So it's about 1.5 to 1 trade. On this guy right here, I have about a 1 to 1 chance to take a stab at that as well. Now with NASDAQ, it's going to have the bottom of the bull zone. That's about similar to where that is on NASDAQ. So that trade idea number 2 is both possible. If I'm going to short this, I would short off of hedge pressure back down to the open on that chance. I wouldn't chase a short here unless there was any reason to. And analyze NASDAQ the same way. Take a look at this. Are we not showing MHP? It is. It's somewhere. It's down here. For some reason, it's not. Let me double check. Oh, there it is. Yeah. It's just mine was not in the frame. So the similar approach, right, is that resiliences look great. We have support at bull zone. It's a BSU. So where I drew this dashed line here, there's a scalp potential from here back to there. And again, nothing to short off of with resiliences being positive, except for against hedge pressure itself. Any shorting would be the rarest of the rare to see this go to the bear side with no catalyst pushing it there. Let's look at the Russell really quick. Take a look at some stocks going to earnings as well. The index divergence alert. It's incorrect right now. The logic is flagging. It's not. The index alert, it states that if resilience for one of these two is greater than 10 and one of them is less than -10, it's an index divergence. Or if the difference is 20. And so it shows that there's sector cycling. When the indexes diverge like that, it's just rotating from one sector to the other. These look pretty good here. The Russell and bear short up, kind of a similar. All of them kind of look the same here. So you have that resistance from hedge pressure to short back down to monthly, which is really low. Open. This number 1 isn't possible because we didn't open below monthly, but in this case we're opening in between 2 hedge pressures. So the question is, with that resilience being strong, do we pressure up or do we pressure down? It's looking pretty solid. Take a look at the illiquidity pockets today. We're seeing if anything's showing up down here at the bottom. Oh, I forgot to tweet this. I wonder why we don't have 250 people here. Those look pretty good. Double check these DD bands really quick up here. All right, so that looks pretty good. I wanted to see that VIX come down a little bit as well, but being an earnings season, the market just being a little finicky. Ideally, any upper trade to the upper band is kind of what we're looking for today. So the first one that's going to touch, we try to look for at least the maximum span or the bull zone, one of the two, whichever resistance comes first. We have Nasdaq as the closest. We're going to keep an eyeball on the QQQ position today. All right. Get back to the camera here. Let's see how Google looks off of yesterday. So mean reversion long up in a liquidity pocket for Google. That's really nothing too fancy, but keeping an eyeball because Google is going to have a lot of weight on resilience today. And being inside of a liquidity pocket is going to be part of that. So let's keep this, let's look for, since I do want the trade to go up, let's go ahead and look for half gap breakdown. So we can look for things that are going to possibly break down to the downside. Let's put a custom scanner number on that. Make this it's greater than 10 stock. Let's look for distance to hedge. Let's just look at the volume already. Let's see, to the downside, there's only 13 tickers that have broken through half gap to the downside. It's pretty good. Baba Coin, Snap Kitchen. Keep an eyeball for this guy to grow to greater than 14. But distance to hedge pressure, half gap, sorry, right close at 0. And whenever this goes to 15, 13, 16, whatever, the stock that's closest and breaking through will show up at the top. So you can see that as Google is passing through its own redistribution zone, it's not the fact that Google's trading up. You guys see that the difference here, right? This is what makes resilience infinitely better than your run-of-the-mill, what I like to call tick indicators, right? Tick indicators follow price action. They don't do anything. Price goes up, your indicator goes up. It's pretty weak. You'll see people with like custom signals, right, or algorithm stuff, and you'll see that like price does this, and then they enter here, right? You ever see that? Look at my entry signal, and then look at my exit signal. Yeah, this is all moving averages in MACDs. This is like when you see that, right, delayed stuff, because you're looking at price action to tell you where to get it out, and it's far enough you'll get a good signal. If you're just trading in that range of noise, which most of those people do, you're going to chop up most of the time. So the difference is look, as Google is moving up right here, resilience does not care. Resilience does not care. As Google is just moving this tiny little bit right here, resilience majorly cares. That's the difference with what this indication does. It's exploiting a phenomenon that takes place inside of this box and nowhere else matters. Not the direction, not the whatever. It has to do with the market cap flux across the half gap. And so with resilience being more positive here, you're going to make sure you want to see more stocks push from here to here. Yeah, like I said, if you look at any technical indicators, like you said, you have to do. I'll just read what you said in a way that a golden retriever could understand it. Okay, the way people look at tick is wrong. The way you have to look at it is A, B, C, D plus E divided by C to the square root of E, and all those factors are things that take a smart person like yourself to understand. Retail traders out the door don't have time to get a PhD in math and learn all this stuff to just be able to manually pilot a basic tool. Right? And so the problem is that like technicals are presented as basic tools. Like, look, here's the oscillator, check it out. But it requires a deep understanding, like you said. And new folks can't just come out open the box like an iPhone and start pushing buttons and use it. It requires years of study, as you detailed. And I agree. They're completely horrible for retail because they look easy because they're drawing on a chart. So the point I'm saying is that the indications we have are specific to a purpose. They only They only matter for certain conditions. So the what we call smart indications. Smart indications are specific to a purpose. They don't really care about what goes on up here or what goes on down here or the way price gets there. It doesn't matter. Resilience is not going to care. As Apple is or Google's continuing to rise, resilience is not affected. So it's specific, and what we call smart indications are designed with boundary conditions, and that's the difference. Yeah, like F2 being a super smarty pants futures trader. They know the complexity it requires to use some technicals. You have to be really good at analyzing the market, which is something that, you know, a new folk. Here's your tool, new guy. Oh, cool. How do I use it? Well, you already have to be good to use it. Oh, that sucks. You're given the expert tool set right out the door, and it appears to be like a simple tool set. Oh, it's a chainsaw. I just pull the cord and it works. Well, then you cut your arm off and don't realize how you did it. A lot of conditions. I agree. The things he said will make something like a ticking. I call them ticking indicator, not just tick, but ticking indicator, which means that when price ticks up, the indicator ticks up. It's usually like a moving average or even tick itself, the ARMS index. They're all similar. Advanced decline differences. Price. They tend to move with price, but they move with price all the time. So what we try to do is create tools that are conditional for a purpose. So the purpose of resilience is to exploit the half gap phenomenon. So that's different. So Google is still pushing up. Google's in an illiquidity pocket, which can get a nice little bump there. Let's take a look at, was it Visa yesterday, right? Microsoft. You've been down every rabbit hole. Oh, dude, I know you have. You know all the things. Like every time I bring up something, you always have something to say about it because you're very fluent in all things trading, which is cool. I like when smarty pants people join the stream. I always learn from you guys. DD dropped significantly. Yeah, it is starting to drop, so keep an eyeball on that. You can see that there are stocks that are losing that fight right now. Right now, actually, one of the things I told him to make, so the next patch that's coming out are a lot of scanner settings and new alerts. So some of the alerts that we can do without futures, we're going to get them all in here. The index divergence will be fixed. There's a couple more alerts coming through. We're going to have a sort by breaking from bull side to bear side or bear side to bull side. Those are going to be searchable as well. So in the condition that DD is dropping, we can say, oh crap, which stocks are doing it? So we can go in and put a custom scan of open at bull side, now at bear side, and then have those things pop up here. Like which stocks are they? Now you can see that 14 went to 20. So the ones that are breaking through, BP, IP, PENS, NEM, PDD, these are the ones breaking through half gaps. We have this list growing. Keep that in mind. The ARMS index is just stupid. Yeah. Well, I mean, gurus back in the day, you know, these days they just sell discords. Back in the day, they had to sell books, right? I don't think people remember how big self-help was in the 70s and 80s. There was self-help books for everything, including like fitness. There's a huge fitness craze. Everyone was a self-help guru. Millions of fitness fads showed up. Fads were huge in the 80s. If you ever remember being a kid in the 80s, everything that you watch was like every cereal commercial sold you a toy that was a fad. You wear a slot bracelet. Cabbage Patch Kids, you name it, we all had it all. There were fads in trading in the 70s. Technical analysis was a fad at the time. Computerized trading was big. Electronics are big. Computers are starting to become, you know, part of brokerages. People were like, oh, look at this. You can draw a chart and you can print on a chart. And everyone was like, oh, I got to learn this. So everyone went out there and tried to make an indicator, right? There was 1 million people that made indicators. Wilders, Bollinger. There's a whole school of trading fads. Millions of them. Fibs were created. All that stuff was like in the 70s. And so gurus back then were creating indicators and selling books. Now, some of them are great. Some of them are, like I said, not every, I mean, the cantaloupe diet may have worked for your great aunt, but it may not work for everybody. You know, there's millions of diet fads and there's millions of trading fads. And there are tons of books sold on how to analyze charts. Now, again, there's merit to it, but not, just because it's written on, you have to learn in trading, just because it's written somewhere, don't mean it works. I might read a bunch of trading books, like, not a bunch, but like a handful. My first week as a trader, I was like, I'm gonna go to Barnes and Noble and get some trading books. I'm gonna be a trader now. This will be fun. And then like the only book I really read from front to back, the other ones I just kind of picked at, was like written in the 90s and it was already obsolete what they were exploiting. So I was like, oh, okay. So not everything that's written down it has merit just because it's written down. You got to remember that. Look at everything yourself and see if it works. Okay, Visa pushing up BSU. But yeah, technicals are great if you know how to analyze them. It requires a coach to teach you. And then that's better. You have to learn a whole lot about it. BSU, this is where we kind of are with, I think QQQ is the same way. Hedge pressure resistance. Lower side of the bull zone, support right to the middle. Easy as that. Here, middle's about there. Give or take. And it's also trading in between the two hedge pressures. So you're going to have pivoting action between here and here. I'm definitely bullish on SPY, but I don't have the confidence to put it on the test account. I mean, the elite account. Monthly maps able to predict the move after 2 p.m. like you theorize? Oh, good question. I honestly, for the couple times we did watch it, the answer was yes. Now, again, to really make it a rule, we're going to need lots of study. Okay, check this out. Oh, wait. Oh, he pushed. Dude, okay. I'm the worst CEO in the world. 3.0 rocket scooter got pushed to production tonight. It's live. How about that? Okay, let me go through some of the features. Let me start over. Monthly map now has features that you can sort out. Fridays only, Monday, Wednesday, Friday only, et cetera, et cetera. Let me look at this. Let me see if that works. Give me 1 second. So now you'll be able to detail, like if something has only Friday options. It looks like the radio button is broken on it. It's not showing. Let me test it with like a Google or something. So what it's supposed to do is filter out if you wanted to see like a cleaner picture of something in the future. Like all will show all dates you have available, as much as we give you. So this one, I think we're only giving you 4 weeks at this time. We can expand to display all of them. So this is just something. Monday, Wednesday, Friday would detail Monday, Wednesday, Friday as well. It looks like they have a few bugs to work out on this though. I noted these bugs before they released it, but ideally what it was to filter out. When you do SPY, for instance, you know, SPY's got expiring options for the next 2 weeks up front every single day. So you see how this has a lot of data right here. It's like, okay, I want to get rid of this and just look at the Fridays only and get a better, cleaner picture. So unfortunately, they're going to have to put in a fix for that tonight. The display is not showing the right stuff, but you can see how I can filter out some of the stuff, which is the whole point of having these. So that's kind of cool. Little feature there. There's a Tony Robbins that sold Discords. Oh yeah. What's up, you guys? Let me read you saying. Can you do tooltips on those filters? Yeah, tooltips are going to be a big thing as well. I like that idea. All right, notes. Tips on each. That's a good idea. my phone really quick. I'm gonna send him a note on this. Okay, we'll go over patch 3.0 and go over some of the details. That's super cool. I was like, it did get pushed to production, but it wasn't finished all the way. But that's what it's gonna do. So the filters are cool. It kind of can filter, and I like how quick it is, just to kind of show the things you care about. Like here's the near term Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That looks good. All goes all the way into the future. Monday, Wednesday, Friday would just be like Monday. It'll like ignore the Tuesdays and Thursdays basically. And then Friday only will just give you the Fridays only. So I do like that. That's pretty neat. Okay. Save strategy inputs. Oh, okay. So when you refresh your platform, it should be saving your strategy inputs. So anything that you have here, it should remember on a refresh. Which, oh, no, I'm sorry, not on a refresh. If you save your state. So let's do that. I like it. Let's see how my trade is still kind of bouncing around. Boo. Let's save, like, if I want to do liquidity map current. And I want to look for just all bull setups, right? Get rid of illiquidity pocket. And then I was to save my state. All right, to refresh, it remembers your scanner settings now. So now when you set up your scanners and you have like 4 or 5 different scanners spread out on your screen, it now remembers your scanner settings. So that's a cool little... DD is shaky, but it's still hanging in there, which is good. We dropped almost as close to 50, and then now we're back up to 69, 65. Looking okay. So whenever we call parent and child windows, so the parent window is the main window. Anytime you pop out charts, call it a child window, child instance, it's tethered to the parent. Anytime you open separate windows, like you want to open up other charts and spread them around your screen, you do the pop out button here. And then you click this little save arrow, which again, we're going to do tooltips on these things to make it easy to know what they are. Save the state. It'll save where all your windows are on your screen. And we did multi-monitor setup. You can do that. When you click load layout, you can click this little button here to load them all back up. Before, they all had to be closed for it to load back up. Now, none of them have to be closed. It'll load your state no matter what. So used to, you'd have to close them all down to get the layout to come back up. So they just finished, they just wrapped up programming the rest of it, which we released it in stages. So now it'll load your state no matter what's open or closed. Coupon stuff, alert stuff, data dashboard stuff, admin stuff, auto, first time users. This is another thing. When you first open the platform, the liquidity map inputs were actually closed. And so the default is when you first open your platform, it's going to remember that. So let's like save my state here. It'll remember this was open because people were wondering where monthly maps was because they would click this button and see that there's no monthly map on Walls widget. So this is Walls widget control. So that's just being open. A lot of stuff has been changed on the alerts for login failure. Like there were a lot of these weird developer side alerts that were saying stuff like, basically the alert wouldn't give you like common language that people understood what the problem was. Like you typed in your password, it would say like unable to authenticate, token invalid, something and that. And it was just like, people were like, huh, what's that? And then Slacks would message you and go, oh, it means you typed your password in wrong. So now the alerts have actually been changed for like common user language. Like, you typed in your password wrong. Monthly bans, draws for highest pull zone, lowest per zone. Alerts are delayed by 2 seconds. Index server is not working. Okay. So the alerts, the next thing that's coming out in the next patch is that the alerts right now, they update every 2 seconds. There's a 2-second delay on the alert because of how we program the platform. So as the alerts are done, so that essentially the way that we decided to do this before we fix it, to get the alerts out, these alerts, just like everything else, are calculated server side and streamed to you live, which again, we update every 2 seconds, just like resilience updates every 2 seconds, NASDAQ updates every 2 seconds. That's a way for you to us to balance like a server load versus what we think you need. However, alerts need to be real time. This can have 1 to 2 seconds of delay. That's fine. So the thing is, we're creating code that your alerts are real time. Like an instance, if you break through hedge pressure, it takes 2 seconds for the light to change, because that's how quickly the platform is updating with communication to the server. But now we're programming some things where we have some shortcuts we're going to do where the alerts are going to actually, some of it's going to be done local, some of it's going to be done server side, to prevent that issue. So alerts will be real time now. We have a cool trick on how we're going to do it. So the problem was when you would load up, example is, if you did it local, you know, you local start and then price breaks below hedge pressure, then when you load up your platform, you have that history. The minute it presses through, you can have this light done red. The logic can all be done platform side, which is great. Problem is if you refresh your platform, it's going to know where your price is now and say, oh, it's below hedge pressure. It's going to have your reference point start there. So to have a starting reference point, it'd have to like start at the start of the day and track what it did all day to determine if it was red or green. Because if you looked at just the open and looked at just the close, there's an error. This is kind of a neat error that we fixed. So that you did it all local to get it real time, and price did that and then did that and did this. Well, if you were logged in the whole time, this alert would be yellow. If you just open your platform here and compared open price to now, it would not know that any of that happened. It would just compare open to now. Oh, it never broke, so it's green. So to fix that problem, we created a portion of this where this information is streamed to you from the server, and then this comparison is done. This information sent from the server to get that yellow light, and then this information is done. So the calculation is done in real time. So essentially, these will all be done updating tick by tick now, which is great. So our vendors who are going to put indicators on our platform will be able to have real-time alerts. And the real-time alerts after this, our next patch, we're creating a Discord bot. Then we're actually creating a separate company to sell after we make this Discord bot. This Discord bot is going to be one of the best Discord bots ever created. It's going to do things that most Discord bots can't do. And what we're going to be able to do is have the Discord bot, one of the features will be able to take your alerts and stream them to Discord in a channel. Also going to be, you can go into your channel and type like !Apple, and the Discord bot will communicate with this platform and give you information for Apple and Discord. Anytime somebody mentions Apple like as a ticker in our Discord, you can have the bot send you a message about it, or you can click on a pop-up. There's all kind of cool things the bot's going to do related to trading, but the bot's also going to help you with your membership. So like if as soon as you sign up for Rocket Scooter, the bot's going to give you your roles automatic. There's companies out there that make stuff that kind of do that, but they're weak and they're not custom to authenticating your platform through your Discord. Like we have to authenticate you as a user of our platform to give you exchange data, right? Can't circumvent that. So your Discord will have to be connected to your exchange accounts, and we have all that stuff being written. So essentially, we're creating another company to sell a baseline trading bot to other Discords, because they're going to need functionality like this. They'll be able to, their users will be able to create Rocket Scooter accounts and stream Rocket Scooter information straight to their Discords. Willie had 3 losses in a row. Dude, I had 2 losing days in a row. It happens. But I don't know what you're trading. What'd you do today? Marcus, I haven't really, this hasn't really gone anywhere yet. Tony Robbins, so what are you guys talking about? So 3.0 is a big change because it changes the way Rocket Scooter functions in the back end. 3.0 was supposed to be the major patch for the real release of monthly maps, as the last patch was beta monthly maps. So this is what we call the live production release of that. So it would have the monthly maps with the different modes. And then of course you have one more patch coming through for the graphical display and updates, which currently have a contest on. You guys have submitted some pretty awesome. Let's go through some of the results of the contest. People have been sending me a bunch of neat ones. So the idea was, how do we display bull side getting stronger, bear side getting stronger, etc. So we'll show some of the examples. I won't tell you who did what, but there are a bunch of cool contest submissions. So let me find a couple of them. So I'm just going to open up. I'm going to show you what the group has come up with. Again, these are just different ones. Different people have shown different ones. So the idea is there's 4 things we want to display, right? And the contest states, again, we give you guys rewards if you get it right. Or if you get it right, if you make something that we use. We're going to see that volatility is increasing or decreasing. Like from point A to B, volatility is increasing because the distance is getting wider. And this week, we're going to see bear side strengthening or weakening. We're going to see the bull side strengthening or weakening, and we're going to see liquidity pockets and illiquidity pockets some displayed some way. So these are the ideas, and I put out a thing that some of you guys came up with, which is kind of cool. Let's go through all the pull up USO. Yeah, I can. Like right now. Travis said, "Can you do tooltips on those filters? Look at them the other day. I was confused. George Carlin has a bid on it. Wait, a bid on which one? On Gurus? Dude, I love George Carlin. George Carlin. Oh, this is also interesting. On monthly maps, we have one feature that it's this is a known issue as well, that when you do have, like, it's looking for liquidity pockets and showing you where that bull side is, but you also have 2 different bull sides as well. So another change is going to come through to incorporate another bull zone. I'll detail that one later. But looking at what USO shows today, it's bear short up, hedge pressure resistance right there. Here, just that kind of pressure to the downside off of this, and it's an illiquidity pocket, so it's going to be violent inside of here. Any break of hedge pressure, it's unclear to see where it goes. So clearly, it's wanting to stay below it. So, okay. So back to the contest. So this person put in colors. So ignore the colors because you'll be able to change your own colors. But look, increasing volatility, decreasing volatility. They chose a line, like a different color line would mean different things. No identifiers, no change. So volatility, they said no identifiers, just to kind of. So that was their idea. Illiquidity pocket, put like a box with some hashes through it. It's pretty cool. Let's go through a couple more of these. This is another submission. Now, these are my notes. The yellow, so ignore, or the orange, so ignore that. Volatility, like, and again, everything you'll be able to toggle on and off. So if the side was strengthening, like a gradient color, if it's weakening, a gradient color, volatility increasing or decreasing, you can draw some kind of a, looks like some kind of hash inside of here, like or an oscillator. Kind of cool. DD is still positive. SPY dropping below. Resilience. Let's take a look really quick. A couple more, just to show. I'm gonna watch this really quick. Different colors. Ooh, like odometers. That's kind of neat. Medium, medium, medium. Not really sure. Oh, volatility, bear side, bull side. Oh, cool. So this, I guess, would be currently where we are. If you drag your mouse from here to here, these little things would move. That's kind of cool. SPY breaking redistribution zone, rest still positive. Okay, let's take a look at that in a second. Couple more. Oh, all right. Well, let me show one more real quick, and if I don't show yours, please don't be upset. This is a cool one. Arrows to show up or down for bullish side, more or less. So basically, it's a combination of arrows pointing at the bull side strengthening or weakening period to period. Bear side weakening period to period, and then a gradient to show volatility being high or low. That's kind of cool. Pretty neat. So some ideas, right, on how we'll do the display. Illiquidity pocket. Oh, you can have some dots in there. That's cool. I like that. Yeah. How'd you know that was Louis? I was trying to make it like name anonymous, but yeah, that was Louis. That was pretty dope. Yeah. Oh yeah, nice, right? So these are some of the cool submission ideas that we had from the group, which I like. So I haven't really. All right, so let's like this. Resilience is positive. We're trading below your distribution zone. I do like this. Okay, so QQQ, where's that entry point at Qs? Double check. We're at the bull zone on Qs with DD. We have no Qs not pulling back that hard. I have IWM. Yeah, weird, right? Again, pre-earnings weirdness. It's not normal to see this. That's an opportunity. So let's take a look at this. Let me double check half gap breakdown. Half gap breakdown. I don't know. Resilience is looking a little weird right now. I wonder if there's a... Hold on. You would think there'd be a little bit more behavior to it. Let's double check Google really quick. Well, I guess Google's still hanging in there. It's not enough market cap breaking through, so I guess this is just it is what it is. I'm just curious if it's actually creating a problem or not. So we'll see. I was like, is resilience pegged out? But it is changing. So, like I said, there's enough market cap up here. There's no irrational signals. This unusual selling again. Let's double check UVXY just to check. There's no alerts going off. Nothing here. Okay, cool. I do want to see QQQ tap the bottom of its bull zone and DD stay strong. Like all the signals are strong. This is just straight selling pressure. So this is good. This is good. I did want to get along from here. Check Tesla. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on here on monthlies on Tesla. All right, cool. I do want to take a stab at this. Yeah, getting really close to DD bound. Yes, I do like that. Let's get that float up in there. We got about... Yeah, I mean, everything is pretty strong. Tesla's pulling back. We're going to look for monthlies here and take a look at monthly map. Look at Tesla. Tesla just becomes infinitely more volatile. Like the bull side and like Tesla is completely getting destroyed. Look at this monthly map. Tesla has... I mean, the bulls do not like Tesla. Tesla's completely... Like when the bulls are abandoning their position faster than the bears are, Tesla's just looking like complete garbage right now. I wonder if they think it's because, you know, Elon's rocket blew up and maybe he's just going to be not doing so great, like financially with Tesla. Maybe just Tesla's lost its steam. Maybe Tesla's just not cool anymore. Very alarming, right? 1 second, you guys. I'm talking to a developer. Over here. According to developer, this is local to my machine. So let me load my defaults here. I hate to have to load defaults though. I'm gonna have to lose all my trading stuff today. Apparently, can you guys do a test for me? Can y'all go in and double check these radio buttons on monthly map? Because apparently they're showing up for him and probably should be showing up for you guys. It might just be mine that isn't working. Can somebody look at monthly map on a ticker and see if Friday only is working and Monday, Wednesday, Friday is working for y'all? Today with the EI report in 3 minutes coming up, so be careful. Oil's gonna be bouncing a little bit. Friday is not working. Okay, wait. Yeah. It's likely that we have to load defaults to get it to show. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Yeah. It is working if you, I think, load your defaults, which again is not optimal. We should make you do that. Okay, let's take a look. Again, such a weird setup, right? Today we got a weird setup. Let's go back to daily mode. Put here. Monthly res is negative. So monthly res is going to be the interaction with monthly hedge pressure down here. This is the float, we like to call, where it's going to try very hard not to touch that lower band. The float is pretty good. Res is skewed because of tech earnings, and you nailed it, right? That's it. So, but while the stocks are still maintaining their bull course and SPY is trying to trade lower to lower DD band, and resilience is positive, this is a dip to buy. This is a good dip to buy, actually. I do kind of like it. I might want to snap it with some micros real quick. Let me get one more red candle. Like, I want to get right up in here and take a stab at it. For me. Okay, hold on. The EIA report just came out to QSO on the fly here. Check oil. Looks like it's moving around a little tiny bit, a little bit of volume there. Take a look at the report coming through. This is every Wednesday morning at 9:30 my time, so 10:30 Eastern. Crude oil refineries coming through. The EIA government inventory report. Crude oil inventories came in. The expectation was about a 1.5 mil draw and 5 mil draw. What? That's crazy. Demand for oil going up. That's interesting. I wonder if that's on the production side, the refining side, likely. That's pretty interesting. We've been hitting draw after draw after draw. I'm not paying attention to any evidence of production cuts or anything, so I don't know if this is obviously it's always a week delayed data. So are there any announcement of production cuts to have these major draws here? Is there a cash balance chart for your elite funding account? What do you mean? Is there a cash balance chart? Like, can you print a report if you're using elite trader funding? Can you prevent a report of your balance, Caddy? Like your account history and TradeAbate. TradeAbate, you can print anything you want like that. Not understanding your question. Performance chart. Can you print one? Yeah, TradeAbate has really kick-ass reporting features. 100%. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. There's that float. That's what I wanted to see. I didn't touch it though. It's still not there, but my main account, I doubled down. So I just took a small position and then I dove in pretty big right here. I'm going to start trimming when we interact with, again, resilience is still positive. That major tech is going to skew this. DD is still good. Nothing's irrational. Market's looking great. Your QQQ is at that, it's at that spot here where it's going to support at half gap. You're seeing the resiliences are still positive. There's a little bit of a move there I want to see. Thank you for telling me to check Tesla. Archpete, that's super smart for being on top of that. Yeah, Tesla just gross today. Yeah, so they're going to look into the... They're going to look in... So essentially, if you go low defaults, it should show up for you, but that shouldn't be the way to get it to display. So he's gonna troubleshoot that. Normally, what we've seen with these monthly maps, I had the low defaults to get them to show up, which is something that they're gonna need to fix. You shouldn't have to, which would again delete all the information you've drawn in your charts. So we shouldn't do that. But the release is good. He said it is working. He showed me pictures of it working. So I'm making a note to him while I'm trading. Please troubleshoot. Anybody grab that dip at the open on that float for SPY? There's that DD rule, right? The one we talked about yesterday. What's great about having days where you're trading, you got to have a weird day where the market just looks weird and you don't want. Remember yesterday when it was trying to float? The float is when DD is positive and markets are rational. You don't touch that lower band. We call it the float. You see that? And if it touches that band, we have a new thing that says, okay, that's an alarm. Be very careful. That's going to be a new alert coming out. If you do touch the band, it becomes irrational and irrational caution, we call it. So the idea is that if this shows it's very bullish and you touch that lower band, that's an alarm that something weird is happening. And when that happened yesterday, you guys all know what I did with my trade, right? I felt things are weird. Let me go up here, just kind of walk you through it. Okay, let me tell him really quick. He actually is on the horn here looking at this issue. So right here, the float, again, you see it. If you look right here, that's the float. And the fact that it's trying not to touch the lower band, it is one of the coolest rules. People think it's black magic is what they say. They're like, that is so crazy how you have a band that just seems to be like a magnet pushing the price up. It just is the way that it is. There's something very cool that happens there. And when you touch it, when you shouldn't, it's an alarm that's like, wait a minute, that's not right. That feels weird. And again, we don't have a rule that happens. What happens if the float's broken? We've never seen it happen before. And so while it did, while I did was like add in my position, and essentially it was not, it's not a good V-shaped move with float on it like you normally would see. It did touch, and this is like, okay, that's odd, right? This turned the market irrational, then irrational caution again on DD break. And so it just did not get that steam to go to the bull side. And then essentially I was trimming at the bottom of the redistribution zone. And then when this happened, I just dumped the rest of my position. And the best part was because this happened, I was not convinced that we're going to rally to the bull side. And then I avoided being long all of that, which is great. Just my instinct told me that something was off. And I was like, that's weird. And we were all discussing it on the stream. It's like, that's not something that's really ever happened before. We've never seen that float not float. And you say, what is the float? This is the float, where it's just going to have a very hard time touching the lower DD band. You're going to get really close to it, and something's just going to push against it. So today, the float trade is great, and it's exactly what I wanted to see. And now I'm definitely green on my trade, which I like. Right. So again, the rule, there's a video on it. It says DD bands. It's in the ratio. There's some infographics I put in there for you guys to take a look at. It talks about how the market just does not want to go irrational to the downside when your DD is strong and bullish and you have no weird irrational signs. People aren't getting margin calls down here. This is just probably like Tesla and a couple stocks. But the skew of market cap is still pretty high because of tech earnings, right? You still have Google and others still looking okay. So the question is that, the float, is this the same trade as yesterday? Are we going to hit that open and reject and start selling off? or is this going to push through and resilience is ultimately going to win and we're going to 408 today? It's your guess as good as mine. But today, what you want when you see what we call the float, you want to see it very rapidly retreat from DD band. It's like the market is just, it's a bear trap is what it is. It creates a very awesome bear trap. Do y'all see that? So it is working for you as well, PureCorp, for the monthly maps, the way it's intended. Like all of them though. Did you cycle through Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and just Friday only? I think it has to do with the default save layout settings. So we're looking at some just display bugs. Okay, cool. If it's working for some and not working for others, then that's exactly what I needed to hear, because it means it has to do with each user's individual settings. It's not a systemic thing for all. So it has to do, the people that it's affecting, we have some combination of this that's saving in the local storage, somehow overriding the display. It likely has to do with the auto scaling bug that we're still working out. I'm gonna test a couple of things. I'm gonna see if since we do know there's a small scaling bug to get to show up, I wonder if I turn off my display auto save and time and price scaling. Does it show up? That has nothing to do with it. Nope. Yeah, it has to do with the storage then. Okay. Good deal. Wait, daily chart. Okay. Let me refresh something. I'm testing things myself. Looks pretty good. Where'd that music go? All right, see monthly map. Okay, turn off scaling. Let me see if that changes anything. No, it's not the scaling. Okay. That's worth a shot. All right. Is DD the same as risk interval indicator? It is not the same. DD uses the risk interval as part of its correlation, though. Okay, let me turn off auto scaling because I don't want to look at that monthly hedge pressure on the screen. I want to zoom in right here. So there's the float. Again, you got to see what happens with resilience being positive. Is this going to save itself? I think so. Res is positive. This is arbitrage opportunity. No irrational signals. I'm trading hedge pressure. So I longed here. As it was falling, I was like, I have enough room to long here and then scoop it up to here. And I do think we go here for the day. I think we're pretty good. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I'm fighting a cold. A little bit. My nose is all stuffy. My throat hurts. We went to a little party this weekend. I think either one or two things happened. Either A, I smoked hookah. Hold on. So either I smoked hookah after somebody on accident, but I know I accidentally picked up someone else's drink, and it was the grossest feeling in the world because I sipped on something. I was like, ooh, I was like, that's not my drink, and I put it down. Like I picked up someone's germs. I know, it's gross. I've had an icky sore throat a couple days, but also I did smoke a lot. I don't ever smoke hookah, so my throat was a little raw anyways. You hate that? Yeah, where you're just like, take a little sip, and I was like, ooh. We had a table with like, I swear there were 60 people at the table. We had this like balcony area at this really sweet club, and there's like just people coming and going. And I don't know how I grabbed someone else's drink, but I was like, bleh, that's not mine. It was watered down too, didn't even taste good. I think it's been sitting there for an hour. Okay, here we go. For whatever reason, resilience does not lie. Resilience is what it is. Do we get that press through to fill the gap? Took a sip from a can full of old cigarette butts once, still haunts me. Oh, dude, oh yeah, I can taste that. You said that's the worst. You're grabbing it. There's enough beer in it to just put out the end of the cigarette. Oh, it still haunts me. I wouldn't ever be able to. And I imagine too, because it's not even good. Wouldn't even be good beer. It would be like a can of Miller Lite or something, right? It already tastes bitter without the ashes in it. It was a squirt. Oh God, even worse. Okay, so he said open the settings window and just press save. And that may fix the monthly map thing. All right, let's go. Okay. Let's see if that works. Oh, that is interesting. Let me reboot. Refresh. Let me check that. Nope. We're just trying a couple troubleshooting steps. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's get this trade going. Okay, let me double check. Save. Save. Time price auto scaling. Save. Okay. There it is. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. Okay. Nope, same thing. That's okay. God, I like it though, man. It's so cool watching like the scaling and all that. All right, let's go to long trade. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hit that hedge pressure. 4-8. Let's run. Let's see it. Barb says one time she woke up hungover and grabbed a cup of water. It was warm vodka. I was telling a story last night of how I still can't eat olives because I never had a dirty martini before, and I was a kid. I was like just out of college, and I went out with some people, and they were like, they brought this drink, and they were like, here, have a drink of it. I already had a little bit, you know, I was already, you know, tequila drunk a little bit. Took one swig of this thing called a dirty martini. It was like opening a can of olives and drinking salt water. It's like somebody went down to the ocean and scooped up ocean in a cup and handed it to you and you drink it. Let's just say that wasn't a good experience from that point forward. The minute my tongue touched that salty martini, it was game over. And I'm 41. It's been 20 plus years, and I still to this day cannot eat olives. For a decade, the smell of olive oil, my stomach was like, nope. Just the smell was enough. It literally was, and for whatever reason, it was just the wrong thing at the wrong. It was just so salty, and I know people like that. I guess if I probably had it and wasn't already a little tipsy, it probably would have been a different story. But just having that much of it, it was like super concentrated Campbell's chicken soup salt, like that. You don't like olive soup? I know, right? Theo says blue cheese stuffed olives required. Yum. Well, yeah, not all of us are Greek, bro. We don't have the natural love for olives. My weak ass Cajun stomach is like completely rejecting olives, even though I used to like the way that they tasted. I used to love them on pizza. I used to like black olives on pizza. I know all of those components, feta and olives or water, all those olives. Like, I remember. Can you guys hear my cat crying in the background? Again, he's over here. He got addicted to jalapeno garlic stuffed queen green olives a couple years ago. See, it all sounds good on paper. I'm like, those things sound tasty. Should we bring the cat in? You can't hear the cat. I was on a Zoom call with somebody. I think it was Slacks. He was like, are you guys torturing your cat? He sounds, and I was like, no, he's torturing himself because we won't let him in the door. He just sits there, and while we have two cats, right? One of them's so needy, and one of them doesn't like you, except for like 1 hour out of the day. He'll come up, he'll require you to pet him. If you try to like hold him, he'll run off. He's like, I'm done with you. He'll put his head next to you, and you must scratch his head really hard like a dog. Like he likes to be scratch, like your boy can scratch. And the other cat likes to be pet. They're absolutely different personalities. Half the time we don't even know we have a second cat. You can hear him. He's back behind us. Just so sad. So sad that he can't have all of our attention all the time. Little needy boy. Try ketchup with vanilla ice cream and a pickle on top. Sounds great. Teach their own. I'm 41 from H-Town. We may know each other. Maybe. Tell me, where do you live? What do you do? Do you ever go out? Where do you hang out? What are you talking about? With cats, it's always on their terms. I know. Not so? No way. I used to go there in high school a lot. My skater headbanger days. Natsu was like the cool place for like alternative kids to hang out. We used to watch some like underground punk bands play there. There's cats in there too. It was so weird. There's all these cats in there, right? When you were there, there were always just cats running around up in the rafters and upstairs, and I remember that. I haven't been there in a while. Sean hadn't heard that name in a long time. Yeah, I know, right? Well, that was back before Houston had like a club scene or even a coffee scene. I swear, like, that was before craft coffee shops were even big. That's like when Starbucks was first coming out. We had
a weird artsy coffee house that outside there would be like, you know, like you'd kind of be worried someone's gonna stab you and take your wallet. You know, people sleeping on the concrete in front of the door, and you go inside and there's just bohemians and artists, and everyone there was as weird as I was. I loved it. Right there on, yeah. Double Trouble, like all those places over there. Oh yeah. Good days. Super Happy Funland. Oh yeah, yeah. What's up with that volume? Interesting question. Yeah, that's a rescue candle. There's a rebalance here, right? Resilience is still strong and positive. You can't argue with what you see. There's a nice little bear trap there, and I can't wait for this to push up. 408 is gonna be great. Let me double check that there's nothing else in the way on NASDAQ or Russell. They're both looking good. So NASDAQ might hit hedge pressure first. Just keep an eyeball on there. So this might limit the upside move. We're gonna watch that. Oh yeah, but this is going up. I like it. Well, at least SPY is. For the most part, in markets are rational. SPY is going to lead the way, and NASDAQ's not going to limit what the S&P can do. Let's double check the sectors just really quick. Let me start getting ready for this podcast too. So Anthony just texted me. Hold on. When are we getting together? Okay. 1 second. Sounds like somebody's fire alarm is going off. She has apartments in Midtown. You guys ever live in an apartment, like a big apartment building or something, or a high rise? Like the fire alarm, somebody pulls it. It could be, oh, it could be they just being in like monthly tests or something. Because we live like, where we live is close to Midtown, so in Midtown there's a bunch of high rises and mid rises and stuff. So I bet you their fire alarm's going off. I hear it way in the background. What do you guys have? You loved Rice Radio? Oh, Rice Radio. Wait, it was 92.1. No, what it was? Yeah, Rice Radio. They used to have all kind of weird programs on it. Where do you live now, Dead Air? Where was the you're in San Marcos? No way. Oh, I think, yeah, you did tell me that. You were in San Marcos. That's right. Was it 92.1? What numbers are Rice Radio? God, that's like high school days. That's like 2 decades ago. Or 91.7. Yeah, and it was like, okay, 91.7. That's close enough. They used to do like jazz. I remember I used to listen to, I was in high school, I listened to a jazz program at night. They used to do like weekend jazz or something, if I remember. There are all kind of cool programs there. Oh yeah, so looking at that DD band float is good. That's great. Like what I see, still didn't take a stab at it. Again, I want the good signal that makes all the sense in the world. We got to float this funded account off of 0, so that's gonna get us going here. The futures data integration becoming, we're talking about it right now. We're in talks with a broker actually for not only data but also brokerage services. Just ironing out all the final details of that. So you'll get futures data simultaneously, integration with futures trading. So we're building a lot of stuff right now, all at once. Who here has not signed up for Rocket Scooter yet to even check out the extended trial? Anybody here? Not done it yet. Ooh, UVXY hedge break. Let's double check this really quick. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's go with that VIX decay, baby. I do like what I see. Let's double check in the top left. The VIX futures, just looking at this. We do want to see at least, you know, just a little bit of room, I guess, just to hit where that support's been at. We have a triple B down here at 1826. Again, I'd like the market to move down here, or sorry, VIX to move down here, at least post earnings. Let's get the major tech earnings. It'd be nice to see the market continue to decay and this bear squeeze continue to push higher. I'm gonna like that. Like I said, I still am not in the camp of this bear market. I'm still in the camp of bull market. I'm still in the camp that we're squeezing bears and creating bear traps. I feel pretty good. Let's watch QQQ hedge pressure. That's the next thing to be tapped along the way. Let's interact, see where we interact with here. Of course, watching some of the other stocks moving. Let's see what Tesla should be rebounding by now, at least a little bit. Okay, cool. Hard to think there might be a sharp V there on Tesla, but we'll see. Apple going up to hedge pressure. So do we get that upside bump for Apple? Let's Google really quick. We'll check out Microsoft. Google is in an illiquidity pocket, which is great. So Google can double tap on that 106. And let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft unbounded to the top. Okay. Let's just check QQQ and see what happens in hedge pressure and watch. I like it. Ooh. Me new here. What's this rocket scooter? Oh, yeah. Next generation trading platform with a different style of analysis. It's not technical, not fundamental. Part one is we give you in-house technology that we have for risk management. First, risk management themed trading tools set in a retail platform on the planet. Number two, we're about to open a vendor marketplace where other vendors will be showcasing their awesome tools exclusively on our platform. And number three, about to open trading with our platform as well. Very cheap extended trials, $35 a month subscription for 3 months to check it out. It's normally $200 a month for all the features and all the extended features that are coming out for life. You get $35 to try it out for 3 months. And actually, we have a full trader training boot camp that will train you on how to trade from scratch. We're about to round off our 4,000th user account, and our company has our product only fully launched late last August. It's incredible growth. I'm excited to see 4,000 user accounts. It's crazy. Y'all see how crazy it's getting in-house. I'm just super stoked. Every day it's like crazy. We get about like 10 to 20 new folks a day, give or take. Yesterday there were 17 new signups. So every day, bigger and bigger and bigger. It's crazy. Will you adopt you? Of course I'll adopt you. Where do you like sleeping on the floor? And do you like cleaning up after cats? And these are two very important questions I require answers for when you can contemplate adoption. You don't mind What do we think about that? Is that a good enough answer? You don't mind cleaning up after cats? Yeah. All right. You have to sleep on the floor, though. You have to bring your own pillow. Just leave you alone during trading hours. You know, I live by that same standard. We're going to be great roommates. You haven't signed up yet. His finances are tight, but very excited to sign up next month or two. Oh, okay. Well, we try to do the $35 of things, $35 a month, just to try it out. So that it can assist with that. It is a recession after all. Yeah, people are having to watch their spending. I know how that goes. I had to demote myself to Casamigos instead of Clase Azul. I know how it goes. Where it's at when we go to the club. It's definitely a recession. I can only get the George Clooney tequila. Gotta save money. Sleeping on the floor is actually the right way to sleep. You know, actually, I don't disagree. I think the ancient, was it the Egyptians used to sleep on the floor or sleep on hard slab surfaces, and they used to put a stone under their head to support their head, not a pillow. So they would sleep on hard surface and then an elevated hard surface for their head to keep their neck in line with its natural curvature. What's up? John Rad, is the boot camp the one on Discord, or is that a separate live class? So the boot camp already was done and filmed. And so you can go through the last iteration of the boot camp. We've been talking about redoing it all from scratch just to go through it live one more time. And I did say I was going to do that about 2 weeks ago, but we had a bunch of stuff come up here at the platform that just required my attention every day. So I want to get started like relaunching the boot camp from scratch as another live session. It was such a fantastic thing to have hundreds of people in that thing every day come in and us interacting live to go through all the classes. So we'll do that again. But the boot camp is filmed and you can go through it like it's live, like you're there. John, it'll be just like the same thing. It's a live recorded session. That was from the last iteration. There's 7 parts to the boot camp. It's all in the Discord, so I'll walk you guys through where to see it. When you join the platform, right here, you will see that you have training session, training stuff. Read first curriculum. We'll go through where the curriculum is and like how to access it, and it shows you different parts of it. Risk management's the first module, entry rules second, exit rules third. Where to get in, where to get out, where to take stops, how to make a trade plan, and when to trade, and how much to trade. And then advanced trading styles tailors it to futures, options, swing trading, day trading, whatever additional considerations you take for the style of trading that you do, and then fundamentals and some extras. And you just go through one at a time. And the risk management, it's just top to bottom. You start at the top. There's a lot of things to read. There's a lot of things to take note of. You can read this. You can print this out. You watch the videos in order. Each module, like irrational rules and qualifiers, very most important thing to our platform. Looks like QQQ is running to that upper hedge pressure. Just make sure we don't not take note of that. Resilience wins, baby. DD wins, baby, for the day. Love it. How much am I up today? $5,000 on the 10K account. I love it. Man, ooh, baby. Ooh, daddy like. Okay. Let me start trimming a little bit of that on my end. I'm about 5K today. Well, about like a little bit over 5K. That's just to hear. What a fucking great trade. Recorded classes are great, but we'll have to attend the next live one. We're gonna do them every single day once we get started. It's just, we had this accidental bug where we decided we thought it was cool to cancel everyone's membership on your renewal date. So every day we would get like 30, 40, 50 people get canceled. And after about 100 or 200 people, we were like, oh, this is a problem. I mean, we know it's a problem on the first night, but we were like, oh, this is really a thing. We had a bug on the back end. So that required, you know, 1 whole week of not sleeping in emergency. That kind of halted my ability to jump in there and do those live classes every day. Okay, let's take a look. This is that resistance on Qs. I'm gonna take a little bit of profit on my long trades. Just kind of cut some of that out. I do like that. Okay, so QQQ doesn't lead the way. That's just as the first resistance, but SPY looking super strong up to hedge pressure. I think I'm going to take it to there. Like I said, I'm up 5,400 bucks on the 10K to 100K account. Right now, it is at the 60K mark. I made back both of my red days and then some with just this one trade. So I've had 2 red days in a row, yesterday and day before. This more than merely will make up for it. And of course, you go to hedge pressure. I'll be another 10K day if I hold on to this. So that's good. Where did I enter? What ticker? Oh, so I'm doing 2 things right now. This is me filming 2 steps. So what I'm actually doing right now is I'm creating the world's first video series of how somebody can take 300 bucks to $1 million bucks. This is what I'm doing on stream. 300 bucks to $1 million. How do you do it? You do a trader funding program, get a subscription, get a trader funded account, and knock yourself out whatever your first payout is that they give you before they split. We'll say like if it's 10K, that's what I'm gonna aim for. Then I take that 10K and I trade that 10K up to $1 million. 100K is the first stop that I'm doing. And then the 100K to $1 million, I'm gonna do something different. So I'm filming it in different parts. So I was doing the 10K to 100K challenge. It got to about 30. Then I got some elite trader funding to do this part. So right now I'm filming this part to make 10K, and I'm already filming the 10K to 100. So right now the 10K to 100K, I'm at the 60K mark. So this account has been raising ever since I started in January. The 300 goes to funded, which I've filmed that part. That part is filmed. Then funded to 10K profit is the part I'm trying to film now live on stream. So I'm gonna have a video series of highlights of all the pieces. So the 10K challenge, I streamed that for a long time until I picked this up to try to get that started. And so as soon as I hit 10K profit on this guy right here, I'm gonna bring that other 10K account live on stream again. So I'm doing it in another tab, essentially. You thought the trader funding was gonna be one to watch, but all you're gonna get is haters for the 100K challenge. All I'm gonna get is richer as 100, 200 people sign for Rock's here every week. Trust me, I don't give a shit what people think. It doesn't matter to me what haters. The only haters, you know, I'll tell you something. What I learned in this world from video games is that when you're walking in a field and you encounter enemies, that's the video game telling you you're going in the right direction. So nobody care what anyone else thinks. That's the way we go. The thing is that there are 0 people. I've been doing this for 6 years. 0 people who've ever called shenanigans on anything I've done, because y'all all know I throw everything out there. I'm showing my historic 2023 broker statement. You can see the whole thing from start to finish. Trade live on stream, see the balance, see all the positions. There's 0 questionability unless I'm editing live video. There's been 0 shenanigans ever claimed. I watch on Twitter people yell and scream at each other. You have one idiot calling another idiot a fraud, and them calling the other one fraud, and neither one of them want to pony up their broker statements. It's 2 guys running a circus carnival scam. One guy's got the milk bottles glued to the table. The other guy clipped one of the ropes on Jacob's ladder, and you can't win either game. And they're both telling each other in the public, this guy's a fraud, that guy's a fraud. Stupid. They're all frauds. They all suck. All of them. People that are good don't throw shade, and that's how it is. And people throw shade. It's just part of the game. You can't win without losers sitting in your wake projecting their hateful, jealous feelings towards you. It's just part of life. Tabloids wouldn't exist if that wasn't a thing. That's life, baby. Oh yeah. You look that lower DD band. I know. It's fucking great. Okay, I'm at 6K now. I like it. You're one of the most genuine people I've met in all the trading communities have been in. Well, that's really sweet of you. I think people don't say that not just because of trading. I think people say that because they know I'm up 24/7. Every single time I respond to someone in Discord, they're like, wow, that was quick. It's like Sunday night at 10 o'clock and you responded. I guess they tend to think that are used to people not being available. We're very available. We care. Each person, we have, like I said, we're about to hit our 4,000th user account. I mean, there's so many people here and we still get to people one at a time. Slacks, especially myself, we're always here to be around. We really do care about, especially post-COVID. Like I take passion about, risk management and actually teaching people. And I'm not like I know people say like, oh, I take passion and I love everything I do. I really like seeing people tell me, man, I used to be like a gambler at this and now I'm patient. Now I'm treating it like a career. I'm treating it like a profession. It makes me feel better to see people actually realize, there's a lot of hurdles and steps in this as a career. The majority of like sellers of stuff are always like, here's a tool, use it, you're going to be rich. And that's just silly because I always like, if I was a doctor, I would stolen valor, right? You pay your dues as a doctor. You go to med school, you specialize, you go to residency. There's no way you're going to throw out a YouTube course. Hey, you want to be a doctor in 3 days or less? Watch this video course over the weekend. You too can perform surgery on people just like I did. Like what kind of idiot would fall for something like that? The real thing to me is, oh yeah, I'm a doctor. You ready to go for 10 years with a grueling training to be able to do half of what I can do because I'm a badass and I went to school and I trained on this? Can't believe an expert would sell easy expertise. That's a total scam. And you have to tell people you're going to pay your dues. When people, the first eye-opening experience they have at Rockskiers, our very first course, when I literally scream at the top of my lungs, is most of you will fail at this, and a handful of you will get close to where I am, and maybe one of you will be better than me after a decade. You still want to stick around? And that's what we tell people. And that's exactly how it is. And that's the real reality of trading. It's how do you become a millionaire as a trader? You need to be a savant. You need to be born with a special brain. Okay, well, maybe that's not you. Then how can you at least, what is attainable for you? Well, maybe you can learn to not gamble your life savings away and take this slower and be more steady at this instead of aim for the moon. People come in with unrealistic expectations. I say y'all straight from the start. I tell you, I say, here's what Wall Street's like. Thank you for joining my course. You're all trading against each other, including me. I'm going to take all of your money and put it in my pocket. That's all trading is like. I don't give a fuck about y'all. And people go, wait, what? Where's the guru telling me I'm going to be $1 million richer tomorrow? I'm like, that's the attitude of Wall Street. Nobody cares about you. You're on your own. You're here. Everyone's out for themselves and everyone's a shark. Everyone's there to trade money. You're trading. I'm trading. Who's going to win? I'm going to win. Good luck, you guys. But I'll teach you how I do it. And good luck to you after that. There's no handouts. There's no anything. And that is exactly what you need to hear, because that's what it's like. You ever blow up your account? Your account goes negative in futures account. You had to call your broker and be like, oh, I went negative. Oh, and the broker's gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, here's your get out of jail free card. It's okay. I know you owe us $50,000. We're gonna let it go this time. They're gonna be like, oh, you're negative. Oh yeah, that happens. Anyways, fuck you. Pay me. You got 3 days, or we're charging you off. We'll give you information on how you can send the money. And you're like, well, wait, no, we're really busy. A lot of people that happen today. We'll talk to you later. 3 days, we'll see it. Click. And you're going to sit there and realize how alone you are in this business. No handout. So we got to make sure everybody comes in here and dislodge that idea that you're about to pay for your hot tub and private jet with your killing it as a trader in your first weekend. You really got to pay your dues and know what you're up against. I haven't met F2 futures yet. That's all right. You're the most genuine. F2's cool. I mean, I'm not trying to upsell yourself all the time. Matt really should be doing videos to recap your trades. If you're looking for editor, it can do these videos for you. You mean if you can clip? Honestly, Benji, I'll work out something with you. If you can clip the YouTube streams and clip out the portion of the trades I do make, I'm totally down for letting you do that. Because I do kind of want to do that. I just don't have time to do it myself. Ashpreet, also an engineer, and think about everything the same way. I like to know the internals of anything, the things you tell people in lessons and RS Discord lessons can't be found anywhere. The internals of how stuff work. Like the curiosity that I have for how things work is the engineering spirit, which you also have. Responsive and helpful, Diana. Well, thank you. I remember talking to you a lot, actually, Diana, when you first joined the Ashton's group. I remember everybody's name. Oh, my cold is kicking in. I was a born teacher, whether I realize it or not. I think I've stumbled into many teaching roles in my whole life. In university, I used to teach material science and fluid mechanics undergraduate engineering classes as a student teacher. We had a student teaching program where upperclassmen could teach lowerclassmen. I'm up 7,000. So I did that for a couple years and I loved it. I actually liked explaining concepts in like easier to understand ways. It was something I just really like doing. I chucked the weird spy dump to someone getting margin call on Tesla. So that's exactly what it could have been. You nailed it. All right, let's go ahead and trim a little bit more. I'm just trimming out. I'm going to hold 3 contracts as a runner. I locked in 6K profit right now, so I just got 3 contracts to hold as a runner. Just to go the additional 7 points. Another 1,500 on the win. As long as resilience stays positive, I'm not scared of this at all. So that's pretty good. Locked in 6,000 profit. It was great. You exited your trade, the open of redistribution. I did the same thing, Alpha, and I put in a very small position. And when it was falling, the fact that resilience was positive, like through here, and res was positive, I didn't flinch. As a matter of fact, I opened. I went in 3 times heavier right here because of the float. That was a great decision. I was gonna stop, but then I realized res wasn't budging, and people were like, I was like, is res pegged out? That's weird, but res was just correct. You're right. People are getting margin calls in Tesla, which the market cap stated otherwise, right? Resilience. That's what I'm saying. People come in here. You get all these. It's funny because every once in a while you'll get some kind of like. I think we're kind of accidentally putting a lot of these vendors out of business because they've been rehashing the technical analysis for a while. People come in here a little angry. Sometimes a name I never heard, they're like, well, looks like this is it. And it's like, look, we made something new. This is a great example of how powerful this is. Did not flinch. Textbook. Love it. It showed you the truth. Resilience shows you the truth. You guys nailed it. Tesla's selling off, a couple other things selling off. Everything else stayed put. Google stayed put. Everything did, didn't it? The market didn't flinch. And now this is the initial trade I wanted from here to hedge pressure. So I've trimmed 70% of my position. I'm in just a little bit of a runner. I might take one more stab at it here to there if I can add to it. So the runner is going to fluctuate that 7K plus or minus 1,500 bucks on a 10K run, a 10 point run. So looking okay. Gonna hang on to hedge pressure and I'm gonna call it. I love it. Okay, what are you guys saying? Didn't sell because the res being so positive, but your stop is based off of rock seer levels. So where did you stop? You chalked the weird spy dump. Archbeat, did you hang in there? Because normally I would hold a 10-point stop and then it's 20 points away. So I decided to, instead of taking 2 trades, if you guys rewind on the stream, you'll see that I drew 2 possible trades, remember? You remember the trades? The first one I drew was from here to here. If res was positive, I'll double down here. And then I said, and I can either stop and take a second trade, which is buy off the float. And when it gets here, if res is greater than 0, remember I drew this, I'm going to trade through there, hold off of there and hit hedge pressure, right? It's 2 different setups I put up. And I decided just to trade small here to just do it all in one scoop. I like it. Okay. Where do I join my Telegram entry alerts? Oh yeah, Telegram entry alerts come straight to your phone. All the best crypto coins. Let's go. It's a great AI program that can clip videos as well. Yo, I'm into it, you guys. I know Crimson talked about it before, so I'm definitely interested. I'm cool with that. Clear skies of 408. Arshpreet, I think so, yeah. Where Genius Matt, where am I from? Where are you from? Did you give me clues? From give me some clues so I can guess.
This week on incentives, Chloe learns that
Where are you from? Oh, you're from you're from London. Oh, yeah. One of our teammates is in London. Cool. Diana Kara says this is true, and you're doubling my account thanks to you and Rockscooter. No, thanks to you. You pushed all those buttons. I didn't push any of them for you. Good job, by the way. Double your account. That's great to hear. How many contracts do I have in the big guy? 12. 3. 9 more. Back to 3. I remember Genius, you told me before in Discord, but I don't remember everyone's. You all have a unique email, a unique login, Rocket Scooter, unique Discord, a unique Twitter name, and a unique YouTube name. So everybody here has like 5 names I have to remember. You said it's cold going around. It's no joke. Skin your lungs bad. It's not really bad right now. I just have congestion. That's it. About to call it a day on the stream. There is no, let me double check. I have to be prepared for this podcast today. Okay. Okay, perfect. Setting up for this is going to be, I have a podcast today, and it's also oh, it starts at 11. It's in 30 minutes. Okay, so I gotta go. I love you guys. Hit that extended trial link in the description below. I'm holding a three contract runner just to complete hedge pressure. I do want to see if resilience stays positive. We are outside the box mode 2 resilience supports here to there. I'm still cool with that. I'm still hanging in there. I'm gonna finish this trade up. I'm gonna go fix my hair and put on a shirt I didn't sleep in. I'm gonna roll out of here. I got 20 minutes to hop on this thing, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Head on over. It'll be advertising Twitter. We love y'all. Try out the extended trial, like I said. Description below has that. Click that like button on the way out and sub to the channel. We're here every morning. Live trading. Doing 2 concurrent challenges. One is to do 10K on a trader funded account, and others do 100K on a regular account. Trying to detail how a trader will build themselves a bankroll and launch their career in trading. How to start from nothing and get to something, and the patience it takes to get there. Love displaying techniques and ways to do this. Trading tools we have, Rockscooter Unique. We'd love to show you guys what we have. So come to Discord at least and check it out. $35 a month for 3 months. It's normally $200, so that's a great deal. You can get the entire bootcamp program and then quit. Go on your merry way, at least with a lot of knowledge that you can't get anywhere else. So we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.